بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Today I have another reaction video. In this reaction video, I am going to be reacting to a sister who reverted to Islam, and the video says, a heartwarming TikTok Muslim convert story. And this video was shared in my link from Learn Arabic channel, and I am going to react to it. Thank you for sharing this video. I haven't watched, so I'm just gonna get to it and see how sister explains her revert story. Let's get to it.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I just want to thank you all for all the support that you guys have provided me with. And you guys are asking me why I converted to Islam, so I want to answer that for you. 2 years ago, I was in a really rough spot in my life. I grew up Methodist. We didn't go to church like every Sunday, but we studied it. I was just thrown off the whole entire time because the Bible has changed so frequently, and it didn't quite make sense to me. I didn't really know what I should believe in. 2 years ago, I was in a really rough spot in my life. I didn't have any friends. I ruined all my relationships, friendships. I made friends with all the wrong people, and I made bad choices. So I basically lost a lot of hope in myself. So I decided to turn to religion again because I really need someone. I needed something. So I turned to, so I looked into Methodist again. I looked into Christianity, everything, and I came upon Islam, and I started looking into the Quran. And the one thing that struck me the most is that the Quran has never been changed. It has always been the same. So that's what kind of struck me the most. And I started reading it, and it's like every single question I ever had was literally right in front of me in the Quran, which was like, literally I was mind blown. So I started studying Islam, and I started making dua. And I wasn't even Muslim at the time, and I was making dua. And every morning I would wake up and I would just see things around me are changing for the better. So that's what kind of like pulled me even more towards Islam, because I saw things were actually changing. After studying Islam for months, I ended up going into the masjid by my house, and I took the Shahada after Jummah prayer. And there were so many people there that didn't even know me, but were supporting me and loving me. And honestly, I've never felt more welcomed in my life. The masjid is literally my second home, and I don't even know like where to begin, like the emotions I was feeling during that time. Like it just felt so unreal. I've never felt so a part of something than I did at that time. Now that I look at it, I just think like, alhamdulillah for everything. Like, it's literally insane. But I am thankful for everything that I have now and everything that I had, that I will have.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hey y'all. So a lot of people are still asking me to do a short story time and give a little bit more detail about how I became a Muslim. So I'm going to do that for y'all today. As I said before, 7 years ago I was a Christian when I married a Jordanian Muslim man in my small town. I had never met a Muslim in my life. I didn't even know what Islam was. About 1 year after we married, I became curious about the religion, because I saw him praying and I saw him fasting for Ramadan, and I wanted to know more about that. So I ordered the Quran online and I started reading it, and subhanAllah, it made so much sense to me. And long story short, I fell in love with the religion and knew I wanted to become a Muslim. Part 2. So around the time that I had made the decision to become a Muslim, he had started hanging out with a really bad crowd of people who were getting drunk and smoking weed and some really other bad things. He had began committing adultery against me. He had a baby with a woman that he cheated on me with. And he just did not want a wife who was going to tell him to go pray and to stay away from haram things. And in the end, he just said he's not a Muslim anymore. He said he wants a girl that he can get high and drunk with. And of course, I was not going to be the one to do that with him. So this is just a reminder that Allah can give this religion to whoever he wants, and he can take it away from whomever he wants. So alhamdulillah, a million times for Allah's guidance and mercy. And that's it. That's just a little quick story time.
I'm converting to Islam. Just everyone that I meet who is Muslim is very, very nice, very enlightened. They seem like their life is very happy and very, they find joy in everything. And I want to do that too. I want to become a better person. So, Ashadu la ilaha illallah wa ashadu inna Muhammad al Rasul Allah. I'm not sure if I did that incorrectly, but I can already feel like my life is going to change. Thank you to all my Muslim brothers, sisters, everyone. Thank you so much. Y'all have helped me to understand the faith more, to understand how to become a better person. Peace.
I was going through a very turbulent time in my life. I was dealing with loss and tragedy. I was not in a very good space, and I found peace, comfort, and purpose in Islam. It made sense to me when I was researching, and that's why I converted.
So a lot of you have been asking me to share my revert story, so here it is in a couple of parts. I didn't grow up with any religion. I was spiritual, and I had actually said to my friend what I believed, and they said, a lot of what you believe is in the Quran. And I said, what is that? So I sat them down for hours and I asked them questions about Christianity and all that stuff. I actually went to the mall one day when I was having nightmares again, and this lady came up to me and she said, are you spiritual? I said, yes. And she said, do you have crystals on you? And I said, yes. And I showed her my crystals, and she said, don't buy into this new age meditation of opening your chakras and listening to frequencies and sounds. She said, because a jinn is attached to you. And that's the second time that I've actually heard that word. I had a jinn visit me back in 2015, and it was one of the scariest moments of my life. Now, I've actually also had an angel visit me in my dream back in 2013, 2014. So I've had both experiences. Now, she had said to me, and she gave me Ayatul Kursi and the 3 Qurs. So I added it to my YouTube playlist, and my nightmares went away. And I was like, maybe this is just a coincidence. So I decided not to play it one night, and I had this dream. And there was this living room, and there was a room in front of it and a room behind it. And there was 2 women, and they were both twins, and they were scarred women. And I've never actually had a scarred woman in my dream before. So I go into the living room, and I never looked back at the woman behind in that room. It was more like I trusted her. And the room was dim, so I wanted to turn the light switch on at the front of the room. So I walk to the front, and I reach up and I yell out the name Elsa out of nowhere, and I fell to the floor. I missed the light completely. And she comes out of the room, and she comes up behind me, and she puts her arms up underneath me like this, and she's holding me. And now when I had the angel visit me, she held me in such a different way. This was nothing like it. And so I got scared, and in my dream I reach over and I grab my phone to pick up and so I reach down in my dream, and I grab my phone, and I go into YouTube, and I type in AYA, and she sees me over my shoulder, and she starts strangling me in my sleep. So she had one hand on my lungs and one hand on my throat, and I thought that I woke up screaming my whole house awake. And so that was really my milestone of, okay, what is it about this prayer that is so scary to the unseen? Why was this protecting me? And after that, really my journey to Islam was so simple. I started learning how to pray like a Muslim. I thought of it from a spiritual perspective of the third eye chakra, and like submitting and grounding that wisdom, that knowledge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every single time that I prayed, there would be something that would be supporting me, some gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to give me. And so the beauty of Islam and everything that I went through just came together. Everything that I needed questions for was answered in this one book.
When I first became a Muslim, all my non-Muslim friends and family were like, why are you going to cover? What's the point? We've seen your hair, we've seen your body. What's the point of covering it now? So there is a lot of pressure from non-Muslims to these new reverts. And when you have Muslims also attack you, wear hijab. Why are you not wearing hijab? It doesn't help. So please, take it easy. If you see a new Muslim struggling with hijab, just make dua. You don't know, especially if you were born a Muslim, you do not know what we go through.
True.
Living our life a certain way and changing it completely for the sake of Allah.
Yes. Yeah, brothers and sisters, the video was shared by a brother, and it was a multiple people like sharing their experiences, how they reverted. And I thought it's only like one straight video from one person because I never watched it before. But the experiences are everyone is different, and they shared it, and it was enjoyable. I was just like paying attention to it and focusing what they saying, mostly girls, ladies, and there's only one young guy in the video. So the reverts are mostly ladies. The way I see it, if you go through the internet, mostly ladies are becoming Muslim. So brothers and sisters, I will have to end this video, and if you are here to comment in bad stuff and insult, there is no reason for that. Because I'm not going to insult anybody, put down anybody's belief. I'm just sharing what people are experiencing when they are becoming Muslim. And that was it. And remember, if you're sharing a link that's unrelated, it will not be visible because immediately YouTube will think that's an abusive content and will not be allowed to share in the link. So just don't waste your time saying bad stuff. Nobody is saying bad stuff against you. This is just for education. And then please subscribe to the channel if you like the content. If you don't subscribe, no matter. So I will see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.